Good morning, everybody. I am out here with the XP Deus II and the Minelab Manticore, both wearing 9-inch coils. Today I've got some small gold nuggets I'm going to test between the two and see which one is more sensitive. Now, obviously, we know that in earlier tests that the 5x8 coil, the M8 coil on the Manticore is more sensitive than the 9-inch coil on the Deus II. But what I wanted to do is get the 9-inch versus the 9-inch, where we got an apples to apples comparison as far as coils go, to see which one's more sensitive. So I've got a 0.02 and a 0.11 gram nugget, fairly small little bits that I'm going to test on these things and see how they do. So we'll go through the setup here in a minute, show you what the setup is on each detector and see how each reacts on these nuggets. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back. Let's go over the setup on the Deus II real quick. So got the disc off, sensitivity is at 95, max frequency is 40, iron volume we're running at 7, reactivity I'm going to run at 3 because of this dirt. Audio response I'm going to run at 3. Now you can go higher, but the one thing about going higher with audio response is that it also amplifies like your minerals in your dirt, any EMI, stuff like that. So there's a trade-off when you go higher with that one. Threshold will run up here a little bit. About 7 is what I like to hear in my headphones. And then back to the menu here. So we're in Goldfield. Let me show you the ground, how mineralized it is. We'll pump the coil between those two nuggets that are down there. I've got a 0.02 and a 0.011, so fairly small. So the mineral bar, as you can see, is dang near full on the Deus II. It is full right there. So mountains are behind me about a mile, and a lot of silver came out of here, no gold, but it is very mineralized ground, so this should be a good test for both the machines. Go over the 0.02 first, right on top of the ground. Oh, moved it a little bit there. So that's right on top of it. Say a ½ inch away, it's gone. 0.011. That's right on top of it. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's barely getting any response. If I lift the coil at all, it's virtually gone. So I'm going to grab the Manticore with a 9-inch coil. We'll go over those two nuggets and see how it does. The setup I'm going to run on the Manticore, got the sensitivity at 19, volume at 22. We're in Goldfield. No EMI right now. Ground balanced at 3, but I'm running tracking. Recovery at 6. I think that's about all that matters. Now I've got the 0.02 sitting on top of the ground and a 0.011 sitting on top of the ground there in this highly mineralized dirt. Let's go over it with the 9-inch, see how it does. We'll start with the 0.02. So that's right on it. Probably get 3/4 of an inch above it before I lose it. And then here's the 0.011. That's basically right on it. ½ an inch above, it is gone. So what I'm going to do is put a little dirt over both of those nuggets. Now we'll go back over them with both machines with the 9-inch coil and see if either of them can pick it up with like a ½ inch of dirt on top. That'll add some mineralization, probably make it a little harder to detect. Okay, now I've got the two nuggets buried. There's a stick marking the 0.02 right here, and then I've got another piece of bark marking the 0.11 right there. They're both about a ½ inch deep. So we'll go over the Deus II first, same settings, see what we can get, if anything. And I'm hearing a little bit of EMI, so let's do a noise cancel hill real quick. Okay. Go over the 0.02. Totally invisible to the Deus II at this point. You know, 0.01, 0.011. Also totally invisible. So let me grab the Manticore, the 9-inch coil, and we'll go over the 2 nuggets, see if we can pick them up. Okay, I've got the Manticore with a 9-inch coil, and we're going to go over the 2 buried nuggets. I've got the .02 right there buried under, there's a little stick, and then I got the .11 buried right there under a piece of bark. Well, it's under a bark. They're both about a 1/2 inch deep. So here's the .02 first. Possibly something occasionally, but I don't think you're ever going to stop for that. And then here's the .011. Now it's not buried quite as deep. So I am able to get that. Yeah, I'd say that the .02 is a 1/2 inch, and that .011's maybe a 1/4, 3/8. I barely got it underneath those like dirt clods there. And the dirt's a little more porous too, so that might make it detectable, but I'm getting no numbers and no trace, so you know, it's whether or not you'd even stop for that and consider digging that, I don't know. If you took some dirt off, you'd probably hear it, but either case, both of the detectors are having a hard time detecting either of those nuggets under this mineralized dirt. So, you know, in dirt like this, a PI is going to be the thing to use, but still, I don't think you're going to pick up either of those nuggets with a PI. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for other videos in the future.